What's going on, man? It's Adam before Eve, man. The great return of Adam before Eve. Y'all, I've had so much go on within my life in the past 12 months that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. And I'm not going to go in too much detail because at some point we all got to go through it, whether it's a family member or um, yourself. We all have to go through it. It's part of life. Just keep me in your prayers, and while I adjust to my new reality, and that's kind of where we're gonna leave that. Rest in peace, baby sister. Big bro, love you. Um, God, you gotta be willing to walk away. And this is gonna be a one-on-one red pill typical topic, but it's not typical that Adam before Eve is talking about it, niggas. I don't care if you heard this shit talked about by Rolo and Steph's Code and MJ and FitX and Alpha Male Scrap. I don't care, nigga. This is my version of walking away, and why a man must be ultimately willing to walk away from a female. Because a lot of dudes, they do it out of correction. A lot of niggas, they do it kind of out of, I'm going to walk away and hopefully this going to get her to act right. It's going to get her to, to do the things that I want her to do to kind of please the guy. And that's why I think, where guys go wrong. I think to combat a guy walking away in some instances, not for every man. I ain't trying to get all the game. I'm gonna walk it down slow. But a man must be willing to walk away, guys. That's kind of what this shit gonna come back to every time. Must be willing to walk away, no matter the investment, no matter the female, no matter the love, no matter the sex, no matter the attachment, no matter the kids, no matter the money spent, no matter the time, whatever reason that you may have that'll make you say, oh man, we did all this. I can't walk away, because that's the mindset that the woman wants you to kind of have when dealing with her. See, the woman wants you to invest. It's the reason why a woman's game is to make you invest, and a man's game is to get access to her body as quick as possible. Participate in reproductive activities as quick as possible. And a woman's job is to survive. And if you become part of that survival when it comes to playing you niggas, by getting you guys to invest, then so be it. These just the typical, these just the typical rules of the game, man. But to combat a lot of stuff that women may throw at you, you have to be willing to walk away. Speaking within a relationship sense, because this ain't gonna matter too much to guys who's not really in a relationship. Although, even when you date women, you got to be down to walk away. But that's kind of easy for most guys that don't have an emotional attachment. But to get into it, when it comes to relationships and shit like that, guys, the most coldest tool, the most dangerous weapon in a man's arsenal on my 28 years of living on planet Earth is the power to detach from women and move on with your life. When she's no longer serving you, when she's no longer meeting your needs, caring caring to keep you happy, the man should be happy within a relationship as well. Sexually pleasing you, having your best interest at heart. You have to be willing to walk away. It's no way in hell you can stand up to a woman or negotiate any type of terms of a relationship, of what she need to do, how something is going to go, if you refuse to walk away. I think Trump said it best in his book. The person that refused to remove themselves from the negotiating table don't have the negotiating power. If you're not willing to walk away from a deal, you can't negotiate the terms. The person that's willing to run the situation to the game, or that's willing to walk away from the deal, from the sale, is the person that have the more negotiating power within that sale. Same thing with relationships, guys. I think in the beginning, when it comes to the average guy, most guys have most of the negotiating chips in the beginning, because this is before the emotional bond is formed, and women kind of know this. This is why you go through what is called a honeymoon stage. And it's no coincidence that you guys may go through a honeymoon phase with your girlfriend. This is just a stage where a woman play nice and do all the stuff that she know that you're gonna like, to get you and to keep you happy. In her disrespect, her disagreeableness, her treachery, her BS, all the negative things, all the dark triad things about her that you wouldn't like, it's gonna be at an all-time minimum from this woman, because she know that in the beginning is the most cutthroat time when dealing with a man, because most men will walk away in the beginning before that emotional bond is created. And women understand this. This is why women be on their P's and Q's in the beginning of relationships. But somewhere along the mid to ending, or when in general, when you get deep, when you get years or months with a female, this is where shit tests start getting thrown out in the situation. Then once a woman smell weakness and a situation have arisen that you didn't check on, that translates into disrespect. Then when disrespect happens, women usually expect a strong masculine man to end the relationship and or walk away, however you want to phrase it. And if you don't do this, death by 1,000 cuts, in the words of Rollo Tomasi, is the disrespect will progress, and eventually she's going to be the one to end the relationships. And if the woman have to end a relationship, the relationship can never be repaired or restored, because her respect for you is gone, and love and feelings and all that stuff is going to leave with it, because a woman can't. And shout out to Alpha Male Strategies for that. I said one of his quotes. So I like to kind of shout out the content creators who reference some stuff that I know for a fact that Adam, before you stamped, that's good advice. But a woman can't love you if she don't respect you, guys. That's not how it works. Once a woman disrespects you, she know that relationship, if you was a man of any type of substance, or options or value, you would leave her, because she would know you would rather go. There's certain things that she'll do that'll make you remove yourself from that situation. And if you don't, here's where respect leaves. Then once respect leaves, before respect leaves, when you don't end the relationship or leave the situation after she disrespect you, here's where questions in her head get to popping up, and hypergamy start to kick in when it come down to why are you putting up with it? See, women always, they're always gonna ask questions in their head of why. When it comes to the alpha, why is he so nonchalant? Why is he so confident? Why is he such a whore? Why is he, all these bad things and not good to women? It's because he can afford to. It's because he know he's a competent man. He's a handsome, he's a good looking, he's a well off, whatever it may be that women like about this certain man. He knows that. And he know he can afford to lose you. So when a man, one second, guys. Yeah, but as I was saying, women ask these questions when it comes to the alpha, and they ultimately understand that this dude can afford to act this way because he is good and very competent with women. So when a boyfriend or a person that she's dealing with is dealing with her disrespect and he's not leaving the situation, at times that she know as a woman, I'm treating this dude bad, why isn't he leaving? She's going to ask herself a question, and the conclusion going to be, he may not be the best option that I can get. And it's a reason why he's putting up with my disrespect. Maybe other women don't value him. Maybe other women don't want to have sex with him. Maybe other women don't want to talk with and deal with, in general, mess with him. And all this stuff gonna come 360 back around to her asking herself, well, is this the best option or best that I can do? And 9 times out of 10, she gonna know that's a no, because the women, they know they gonna be chasing their best alpha. They know, and that should get their pussy wet. They're completely cool with that. So when a woman is not in her feminine, chasing your validation like she's supposed to at all times in a relationship like a woman's supposed to be, it's gonna be the other way around. Somebody gonna chase somebody, guys. This is how relationship is. Somebody's gonna dog somebody's gonna cheat on somebody first, somebody's gonna chase somebody. Ain't shit equal within a relationship, guys. That's just the facts of it. So when a woman is not on the end of verifying and chasing your validation, here's where she, her hypergamous side kick in, and now she want out of the situation. in her love, respect, all this stuff, sex, all this stuff is gonna leave with it, guys. This is why you have to be willing to walk away at all times in a relationship, because if you don't walk away, she's gonna lose. She's gonna continue to shit test you, eventually disrespect you, and if you don't end the relationship or remove yourself and cause her to chase women, guys, women love this shit. Like they love this. They love to have the guy break up with them because there's been an absolute bitch, which they know this. Then they have to hit the dude up in a few days, few weeks, or a few months, depending on the situation, to run back to you and suck dick. That shit get their pussy wet and make up sex and all this other stuff. But it's only because the man walked away. She understood that, okay, this is a boundary. The same way you take a job and you got to know, I know you my boss, motherfucker. I know y'all, y'all rules is don't come late, but let me come late and test this boundary to see if you really punishing niggas. And when that job just talk about these idle threats and how they will fire you and this, that, and the third, but when you actually do the disrespectful stuff or do the stuff they don't want you to do and you don't do nothing and you still around, you're going to become more late. You're going to do it more often. You're going to start taking advantage of the company if nothing happens and they just talking about how they can fire you and get rid of you, but you still got a fucking job, you still getting paid. Eventually you're not going to respect that job, and no matter what they say, you're going to continue to do what you want to do all the way to the worst of the worst stuff because they haven't corrected your actions when it came to the small stuff initially. This is how women is, guys. If you don't correct their actions with removing your presence from a woman's life when she start playing with that shit, her disrespect, her bad behavior, her poor performance will persist until she has to end the situation. Shout out alpha male strategies. And when a woman have to end the relationship, that's usually when you will never hear from a woman again. In most cases, why guys like to employ walking away. Now that we're talking about that, in most cases, when guys like to employ walking away, where the woman end up coming back or whatever the fuck, you got to understand something. When you walk away from a woman, you're not walking away. I mean, this is how I look at it. This is how I do it. And this is how most men should do. I don't think a man should walk away to get a woman to act right. That's when you're going to get your expectations crushed and heartbroken if you never hear from that woman again. Because there can be a lot of exes that you break up with or they leave the situation and they really meant they disrespect. They really meant that they wanted out the situation and you never heard from them again. Just like it was some exes that you walked away from when they start acting up, that you potentially ended up getting some very submissive, respectful, freaky sex out of them, and they corrected their ways because they came back after you left the situation and made up for their bad action. They just wanted to know that if I put my hand on this stove, it's going to burn. And once you showed them that it's going to burn, in some cases, not every case, the woman may come back and correct her actions. But what guys go wrong is some exes you ain't gonna never hear from again. This is why when women get to a certain point where they start disrespecting you and doing certain stuff, when you walk away, that have to be final, and have nothing to do with her correcting her actions or her not correcting her actions. If you disrespect me and call me out my name, I'm gonna walk away from you, and you will never be my girlfriend again. Now, yeah, you may come back and be a jump off. We may, I don't hold grudges. I'm not gonna block your number, and I don't encourage guys being butthurt by blocking women numbers. But you will never be. I'm gonna walk away from this relationship setting because you're not putting out the way I want you to put out. You're not being a girl. You're not being anything worth committing to. You know, and when the woman starts changing the terms and performance that she once had in the beginning, you have to be willing to show her that, look, I will walk away. In this situation to be no more, and I won't care for you. And you got to mean that shit. If you do certain stuff, I will walk away. And if you make me walk away when I walk away, that's final. You'll never be my woman again. And look, that may be too cutthroat for some guys. Never again. You'll never. Some stuff is, you know, I agree. Like some stuff you can work out. Some things, some guys may be less harsh than other guys when it comes to some disrespectful stuff. Some stuff to me is shit test, and some stuff to me is disrespect. And when you disrespect somebody, that's showing how much you just don't care for this person in this regard to do certain stuff to them. I think men should punish shit test and punish maybe the lightest keyword, lightest levels of disrespect. But when you get to that stage of the bold, outright disrespect, very heinous type of shit, like the bitch going out all night, coming home and don't care to give you an explanation, the bitch calling you out your name, the bitch playing police games, infidelity, whatever that may be. When you get to the point of disrespect where you know this relationship have to end effective immediately, that's where you have to walk away as a man. And it's not for her to come back and be faithful. It's not for her to come back and apologize for calling you that name. That may be something some guys may be down to re-enter into that relationship for. And I even still tell those guys, make sure you punish her for that. If it's something like that, make sure you walk away. And even if she feel the need to come back, you make the bitch give you a threesome. In the words of AMS, eat your ass, or whatever crazy outlandish stuff that you need to do that you know you enjoy that she probably don't like doing or whatever the fuck. Most likely gonna be something concerning sex. And you punish her and you show her, look, man, don't do this again. I don't like this. And if it's something that y'all can work out and go further, y'all work out and go further. But in most cases with disrespect, as a man, you walking away because this person is treating you and showing you that they don't care for you to do certain things to you, such as infidelity, certain stuff along the lines of just super disrespect, super toxic situation. You ain't getting what you want out of the situation. She don't care to give you what you want. They using you, and they not a good person in general to your life. That's when, as a man, you have to walk away when the situation is no longer serving you, and do it with consequence. Do it with determination. Do it with discipline. Don't do it and a week later you hit her up, you text her, trying to re-talk and come to the table. No, don't do it a couple months later. No, you do it with, I'm cool if this the last time we ever talk. I'm cool if you never pick up a phone ever again to try to contact. I'm cool with that because you're not going to treat me like this. I'd rather go get a better female than you than to keep dealing with it. And she got to know, the woman got to know that. And in some cases, for you niggas to like to use this shit as a strategy, which I don't recommend, that you should use it on you as a man, demanding this respect, demanding to be treated a certain way, and she don't want to do that. Go get you a woman that will do that. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not talking about using that, I'm gonna walk away and make that's some beta shit to me. Then when she don't return, you niggas butt her. Well, she didn't love me. She couldn't have cared about me. Now you niggas depressed. Now you niggas gotta go through this heartbreak because you never heard from her again. She never came back and apologized a year later, a couple months later, a couple years later. That may happen in this game. That's why when you walk away, you don't care. You already processed the bitch and shipped the bitch off when you walked away. You don't give a fuck. And women got to see that. Women got to know that. That's that type of shit. When you walk away and mean it, it's gonna get you niggas threesomes if the hoe come back. And it just should be certain stuff that if you had to walk away, like infidelity, even if she come back willing to do threesomes, freaky shit, everything beyond your wildest imagination, you should never take her back as a girlfriend with certain disrespectful stuff. You should never. I know some of you weak ass niggas may. Some of you niggas that have no game and take a bitch back that cheated on you just because she wouldn't have sucked your dick for a few hours or give you lame ass niggas a 2-girl experience. You know, and trust me, when exes come back, they wouldn't do anything like that. Especially if they slept on you, they know they treated you like shit and put another situation over you or was down to lose you. Oh yeah. In most cases, when they come back, they try to come back. They usually be willing to do anything. And as a man, if you're a man of value that get other women, certain stuff, you just gotta make an example out the bitch. I know you ain't gonna do it no more because you ain't gonna never mean this amount of priority to me. You ain't gonna never mean that. You cheated. You did whatever you did to where it's unrepairable. And of course, you don't tell the bitch that. That's something you keep to yourself. But in general, for our in it guys, you cannot come back woman's nature. You cannot dictate terms and agreements of a relationship. You cannot get a woman to respect you and fear you, not in like a crazy sense, like abuse or anything, but a woman should fear loss. A woman should fear losing you. You cannot get a woman turned on and sexually aroused and wanting to do shit for you. It's so much stuff you can't do if you're not willing to remove yourself from the table. That's anything in life if you actually think about it. Nobody respect nothing that you can do anything to, and they still gonna. I don't even want a friend around me that's like that. I can treat you any type of way. You ain't gonna stand up for yourself. No, and that's just life, guys. But you have to be ×2 when it comes to women. When it comes to shit like this, that shit got to be ×2. Bitch, get out of pocket. You gotta be down to put it back in pocket, at the risk of forever taking her out of pocket and being cool with taking her permanently out of pocket. See, a lot of you niggas can't fathom that. A lot of you niggas in pussy desperation. You enable the bitch's bad behavior. You don't punish the bitch's bad behavior. You don't walk away. You always try to reason with the bitch, and it get to the point where she's shit testing you, and now you wondering why she's outright disrespecting you and doing things that's very hurtful when the shit is progressing to the point where you catch the bitch with a dick in her pussy eventually, which all that disrespect and shit test shit gonna end up going to. The bitch just stop respecting you. She see you on leave. She gonna eventually go get some other dick because you no longer gonna turn her on with all the disrespect you putting up with, and she gonna go fuck a man that she know that if she do him like that, that nigga leave her. He gonna talk crazy back to her. He gonna cuss her. He gonna call her a bitch. He gonna never talk to her again. That she get her pussy with, so she gonna go fuck that nigga. She gonna go fuck the dude that can't stand up for himself in a relationship. Scared to talk back to us. He's scared to piss off. He's scared to, return fire when it comes to disrespect. He's scared to walk away. You niggas gonna dry up just because you don't want to piss off and lose your pussy due to you not being where you supposed to be in life. When you niggas gonna lose the bitch anyway by not standing up, by showing that you not willing to lose the bitch. You gonna always lose the bitch when you show the hoe that you not willing to lose the bitch. Bars. Always. You gain the bitch by losing the bitch. You gain the bitch by getting rid of the bitch. And meaning that shit, not really caring the hoe ever. And women can smell miles and miles away when a man pump faking shit like that versus when a man really moving like that. It don't gotta be because you're I'm not a giga chad that got out of the way. It don't got nothing to do with that, bro. How you look at yourself, how much you love yourself, how much you respect yourself. When a human being start treating you poorly, you got to be down to remove just off of you, just off the strength of you. Yeah, men with other women can easily do this, but men even that's incels, they really look at themselves in a high regard, ain't gonna let that one bitch, he don't give a fuck if he was a virgin, that's the only bitch he ever pulled, play with him. Women respect shit like that. And if a woman can't respect you guys, if you're not down to walk away, she cannot love you. And if she don't love you guys, eventually treachery will come within a relationship and she would end it. This is why a man at all times must be willing to walk away. This is Adam Before Eve, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this live.